What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, Sui'S price is starting to do exactly what we were talking about in yesterday's video. It's a little bit ugly and it's not the best, but it is happening and this is good in my opinion. And so with that said, I want to tell you a little bit about what's going on, what we can be expecting next, and much more. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all and let's get straight into it. Now guys, don't forget, if you do want to trade a little Sui today, you can get up to 2,000 Sui completely for free if you do start trading with that link down below to CoinW. CoinW is an exchange that I've been doing a lot of trading on, especially as of recently with all the craziness that's been happening. They have a fantastic platform, and as I mentioned before, if you do deposit greater than $50, they're going to give you between 1 and 10 Sui tokens, and if you do start trading, you can get all the way up to 2,000 Sui. So go check that out down below. Start trading today. Many different cryptos, Bitcoin, Solana, Sui, and much more, and up to 100x leverage, and do start getting that free Sui today. Now, looking at Sui a little bit more in depth, okay, let me tell you what we were talking about yesterday so that I can kind of catch you up on what's happening now. So in yesterday's video, we were right about here, right before the sell-off really started, right here. And I told you all, hey, there are some very bullish signals happening right now. And just because the market's pulling back doesn't invalidate that those were bullish signals. And I would actually go ahead and say is that with the market pulling back, those bullish signals are getting even amplified. They're getting magnified. Now, how are they bullish signals? What were the bullish signals? Well, what we were talking about was the fact that as Sui'S price is now broken above these key points of resistance, that it is holding up extremely well. I told you all, if we go to the hourly charts, and this was back here again, we were noticing the fact that Sui was maintaining very strong support levels. I mean, every time it came back towards this little level between, $4.09 and $4.13, we got bounced to the upside, bounced to the upside, bounced to the upside over and over and over again. And although I said, as I mentioned, there's no guarantee that this was going to hold, and it ended up not holding, the fact that the bulls were stepping in these moments was what the good sign was. It's a good sign to see that when you break above key points of resistance like this, that the bulls are still willing to step in and hold the price towards the upside as it does start to pull back a little bit, right? And so knowing that the bulls are stepping in, what I told you is, hey, it looks like we're going to be getting a sustainable breakout here, because the main focus, the priority right now for Sui is sustaining this breakout. We had this descending channel here. We had this little Adam and Eve or cup and handle pattern, whatever you want to call it, right here. We broke above that. We cleared this descending channel, cleared this structure, broke to the upside, hit these macro Fibonacci levels, right? We had all this good stuff going on. And so what we want to see is Sui'S price be able to keep that going. Can we sustain it? Can we maintain this breakout for long-term sustainable growth? And that's the goal, and what we were getting yesterday and today are good signals that that's likely. It's not guaranteed. There is a world in which Sui'S price comes all the way back down below $3 and invalidates everything that I'm talking about, but I just don't think that's extremely likely. It's possible, but not extremely likely. I think it's more likely that Sui'S tries to find some sort of support and then continue back to the upside, and the signals that we're getting today are a good sign that that is very possibly on the way. So that's what we're going to cover. And so now that you have a good idea of what's been going on, let's dive a little bit deeper now into what we can start to expect next. Now, I will warn you, some of the things that we're going to go into are going to be a little bit complicated. So if you are somebody who's just rather new to this crypto space and you're just trying to get better at all this crypto stuff, or maybe you're on the other side of the spectrum, you're an advanced trader or technical analyst, but you are trying to add more tools to your toolbox, all that I ask specifically from you watching this video is that you just stick around until the end. At the end of the video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going on with the Discord server, where we're releasing so much stuff, guys. Insights, courses, classes, live streams, workshops, all types of stuff that are it's literally generating our community even on days like today, red days, hundreds of percentages in gains. So if you want to be somebody who is taking your game just to the next level, no matter whether you're beginner or advanced, as I mentioned before, all that I ask from you specifically is that you just stick around until the end of the video. So now looking at Sui, as I mentioned before, now that you have a good understanding of what is going on, let's dive into what we can start to expect next here. So what are these good signals? I think that's kind of what's on top of everyone's mind. What are these good signals that we're getting from Sui? Well, the good signals that we're getting are quite simply that these VPOSs are holding up. Now, you remember I told you there's a thing called a VPOS, which is a viable point of support. What that means is that a crypto will break above a macro resistance point or a resistance level and give itself enough space between where it goes and that previous point of resistance to create enough room for a pullback before hitting that point as support. Whenever you have a good bit of space in between where you are and that previous point of resistance, resistance, it turns into a VPOS, or a viable point of support, or just put simply, a spot where the price very possibly could find some support at, as simple as possible. And I laid out 2 VPOSs for you. I laid out that previous yearly high that we put in right around $3.99 to $4. And then of course the one that we saw right before that, which was the breakout zone of this Adam and Eve pattern, right in this little green box, right between 369 and 370, right here. I laid out these two as your VPOS points, and I said, look, if we can hold up some support on these things, these are going to be some good spots. These are going to be levels where I expect the bulls to step in and start trying to force the price back to the upside. And the signal that we're getting today is that that is exactly what's happening. If we go to the hourly charts, look what's happening now that we're starting to venture back towards it. And look, by the time you're watching this video, we may have gone through this or we may have gone up. It does not matter. You're thinking too short term. The broad term is that we were going down, 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 up until the point that we hit VPOS number 1. And as soon as we hit that level, Sui'S price started pushing back to the upside. As soon as we hit that level, our hourly RSI got overextended, meaning that the moment that we saw it fall too far too fast was when we hit our point of support. So what does this mean? It means that these VPOSs that we've laid out are very likely going to serve as points for the bulls to step in. And as long as the bulls do step in, like we are seeing right here, we're going to be in a spot to where Sui'S price can only go so far. What you have to remember is this, my friends. In a bull market, the bears only have so much juice, so much gas, so much energy. They can only go so far. And in these periods where the bulls are stepping in and buying up at these current points, what happens is it slows down that juice. It slows down that gas. Imagine if you're in a car, right? Imagine if you're in a car. You have only a small amount of time to get from point A to point B. You're the bear. The bulls are acting as speed bumps. So although sure, the bears may make some good progress going from point A to point B, every time they hit one of those speed bumps, they're going to run out of time. They're not going to have much more time to get as far as they would like to go because the bulls are slowing them down to a point where eventually the bears just run out of energy, time, gas, whatever, and they can't go any further. That's how you like to think about these points of support. And so what we're seeing is that speed bump in place. Whereas the bulls, the bears are pushing the price down, sure, but the bulls are slowing it down and slowing it down, just like they were back here, just slowing it down. And to a point in which, again, the bears run out of energy, the bulls can step in and then push this price to the upside. That's what we want to see. And so right now, I'm not even remotely concerned. Sui'S price, if I'm going to be honest with you guys, Sui'S price could go all the way to the bottom side of our golden zone before I get nervous. And the bottom side of the golden zone is $3.40. So although I don't want to see this happen, Sui'S could fall another 15% before I even get remotely concerned about what's happening here with this price. And so to me, my current strategy, I'm doing a little bit of buying here. As I said in the server earlier, let's go ahead and get this pulled up. Insights with Tyler. I'm pretty sure I did a purchase this morning on some Sui'S. Let's see. Pepe, Shib, Ada Cardano, Solana. Yeah, right here. Bought a little Sui'S as it hit that recent macro high at 394. Not a huge purchase, but a decent sized purchase. Meaning that, look, I just bought a little bit right here just because I think there's a chance that the bulls will step in. And even if it falls through, it doesn't matter. I do a little bit more here. We go through 340. Boom, I buy a little bit more here. The whole goal for Sui'S is to maintain this and keep this sustainable growth. Keep these higher highs, keep these higher lows. Because I believe that all this is just chop. This is all just kind of like BS to some degree. I think at some point we're going to see Sui'S really start trying to make a run to the upside. And if it's now, great. If it's not now, who cares? I don't care. Let it come back. Let it find some support and use that support to continue upward. So what we're getting right now are very, very good signs. And you can't let the short-term sea of red that we're seeing in this market freak you out and force you out of these positions. Because quite frankly, during a bull market, guys, you're going to see 20% pullbacks. You're going to see 30% pullbacks. It's just what's going to happen. But if you can weather that storm, if you can understand what's happening, recognize that the bears are only going to have so far that they can go, then you'll start to get more optimistic. The lower it gets, the more optimistic that I get, because I'm like, okay, well, it got to end sometime soon. The sucky part is one day the bear market will start and it just doesn't end. And obviously we'll be able to identify that, but I don't believe that's right now. And so because of that, let it fall. Who cares? As long as the bulls are stepping in when they need to, they're going to slow it down, slow it down, slow it down until that point where Sui'S does really start to catch some momentum. So I think that's what's going to happen. So I'm loving what we're seeing here, and I just wanted to share that with you today. And so, of course, as you guys know, as we do continue to see Sui'S price move and play out, I will continue to update you as all of this does happen. So watch this very closely. And as we do get what's called structural clarity, meaning that we get more candles and a good understanding of where Sui'S price is going, I'll continue to give you some updates here and there of what you can start to expect next. Now, as I mentioned before, if you are somebody who is trying to just get better at this whole crypto thing, all that I want you to do is check out that Discord server down below. Now, in order to access the Discord server, you're going to need to go through Patreon. And guys, it is the cost of a Netflix subscription or cheaper, either $17 a month or $5 a month. And when you do pay one of those, you're going to get access to things like Insights with Tyler, which comes with my thoughts and insights and guidance about things, just some updates, some of the things that I'm buying and selling here and there, some of the changes I'm making to my portfolio. And feel free to pause at any point and read some of this stuff we post in there. You're going to get daily technical analysis on all of your favorite cryptos. You're going to get daily fundamental analysis on the broad market itself. I've hired 2 teams of professional traders who are giving you their buy and sell signals every single day that they're trading. And remember, these are professional trade teams, meaning that they eat if they trade good. Their livelihood is based on if they trade good, and they're giving you their buy and sell signals for you to learn from and use every single day. Today is the very first day of course, Crypto Vault Live, in which we are going to see Crypto Moses give you a 30-minute exclusive show talking about the market and what's happening. And this will be happening every single day, Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard. There are premium classes on things like the Fibonacci's, the Bollinger Bands, bull market investing, live workshops with coaches. There's beginners courses on things like leverage trading, on things like technical analysis. Guys, these are 30-minute long courses with 20-page presentations and cheat sheets and vocabulary sheets and all types of stuff to help you take your game to the next level. There's tips with Tyler, in which these are just random little 2 to 3 minute long videos going over just random stuff that you guys ask me a lot of questions about. And then there's community gainers, which is where, of course, their absolutely fantastic community is posting gain after gain after gain. And that's because, guys, we are teaching value. We're giving real value, not this old BS value you get in other places, real value. The community is using this value to turn it into lessons and strategies, and using those strategies to implement it into their own investing journey. And that is generating gain after gain after gain. These are hundreds of percentages and gains every single day. So if you want to be somebody who is taking just that next step in this whole world of crypto, it is the cost of a Netflix subscription or cheaper, and you can get it through the Patreon link down below. So head down there, go check it out, and please don't forget, I post 4, 5, 6, 7 sometimes videos here on the channel every single day. So if you do want to be a part of the journey, all that I ask, just smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and tune into the next video in a few hours because we got a bunch more coming today. So stay tuned for those, and I can't wait to see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.